All right, we're back here live. I decided to start a little bit earlier, but welcome back. It's 8:54 p.m. on Sunday, November 18th, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Anyway, it's November 18th, I do believe. Yes, it's Sunday night, November 18th. And we're back live on Facebook with McTaggart Paranormal Investigations. So, anyway, Sunday night's broadcast, last Sunday night's was excellent. We had the top views. We had quite a few views out of, so many, of course. So we had quite a few. Last week was awesome. So anyway, everybody that has come on so far, hello to all of you. I am looking for one person in particular. As I said before in my 9 o'clock cast, we are going to do a special guest interview, phone interview, with my mentor and teacher, Dave Christensen of Phantasm Paranormal. Josh Ruiz. I've got several different things on the agenda. The first thing will be with Dave Christensen, as I just mentioned. Favorite ice cream, I can't tell you. Crystal, glad you came on tonight. Sorry. All right. Mitch Mers out at Mers Farm Equipment. Hello there, Donnie. Mitch Mers out at Mers Farm Equipment has the forms for you guys to fill out on the shirts. We're going to make the deadline for the t-shirts next Sunday night. And we are introducing a new thing that you can actually buy along with the t-shirts, and that is koozies. The koozies will be, I don't know how much they'll be exactly. I don't know what I'm getting them for exactly, but anyway, okay. Stop out at Mers Farm Equipment and visit with Mitch and fill out a form and get him $20. Nice to see you, Tyler. Okay. So, there won't be any music, as I got blocked last Sunday from doing it. So there won't be any music being played. I wish I could, but I can't. Anyway, the other thing is donations. The group needs donations. The group is in need of donations. You can contact that's awesome, Rudy. Thank you. We're getting to that, John. We're getting to that. Anyway, I gotta focus here, folks. I gotta focus here. any donation, anybody that wants to donate to the group, because we're desperate for, well, not, yeah, okay, whatever, I don't know. Dave, hello. Dave, I'm going to be calling you here shortly for a phone interview, but I'll finish this up and then I'll give you a shout. So here goes. Anybody that wants to donate to the group, go out and talk to Mitch Mers out at Mers Farm Equipment, Nate Freschel at Freschel Floors, or Eric Freschel at the Wood Eye in Fall City. Go talk to those people, or you can call and text me at 402-801-2264. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go. All right. All right. Yeah, Dave, I will. Okay. I'm getting ready to call you, Dave, so go get your coffee. Sherry Moorhead, hello. We are being sponsored by tonight, I wanted to mention some sponsors as well. We are being sponsored by Mitch Mers out at Mers Farm Equipment of Fall City, Nebraska, Nate Freschel, Freschel Flooring of Fall City, Nebraska, Eric Freschel of the Wood Eye Bar, Fall City, Nebraska, Lucas Freschel of Fall City, Nebraska, and Wildy Tool, not Wildy Tool, but Lucas Freschel is a sponsor or an investor as well. So we are being sponsored by them guys. Julie, hello. Thanks for coming on. Casey Simmons, a buddy of mine from years ago. Casey, how are you, buddy? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Let me look here and see. Okay. Now, after the phone interview with Dave Christensen, I will take questions one at a time, but you guys have to let Dave finish his questions, what have you. I don't know. Okay, Dave. Dave is back. We're going to call him right now. So here we go, folks. Just wait a minute, guys. This is going to be interesting.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah, Dave. It's you're on live with the folks on broadcast live Sunday night, and just trying to figure out things and go from there. Yeah. So anyway, Dave, I wanted you to tell, Dave, I wanted you to tell the folks tonight, even though it's a place we both can't stand, I wanted you to tell the folks, the interesting things that happened to you, in the, Villisca Axe murder house.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, we were the first ones to investigate the Villisca house, and that was, over a decade ago. And when we first went to the house, we set up cameras in the kitchen, the living room, and upstairs. And while I was recording in the house, we saw orbs moving around. And I'm trying to remember everything from the beginning to the end. But anyway, we got a connection made between the Stillingers in the morgue. Lena, in one of the recordings we got, I asked her, well, first of all, a gal came to the house, and she was supposed to spend the night with them the night of the murder.
Dave, hold on to that thought just one second. Amber, no, this is not Josh Hurd. This is Dave Christensen with Phantasm Paranormal. He's the one that got the Villisca house put on the map. He's the first one to ever investigate the house and so on. So, but yeah, Dave, continue, please.
Oh, yeah, we first went to the Villisca house in August of '99. But anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, Gail came to the house one night, and she was supposed to spend the night with the girls the night of the murder, but her dad told her that she had to come home and take care of her horse. And she asked me if I would go in, and I'd ask Lena if she remembered that. So I went in, I asked Lena, I said, I don't want to say the woman's name, but I asked her, this woman said that she was supposed to spend the night here with you the night of the murders. Do you remember her? And she said, yes. God. Her sister, Ina, says to Lena, do you really like this guy? And Lena replied, I do. And we still have the recording for that.
That's cool. That is cool.
But on the anniversary, actually, people think that hauntings reoccur on the date of the incident, but they don't. They reoccur on the moon cycle.
Yeah.
In the same time area, same time period.
Yeah, the moon phase, yeah.
Say, for instance, a murder occurred on January 1st, and it was a full moon. But the full moon was on January 5th. That's when the reoccurrence will happen. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we were there the night that the murders reenacted, and we could hear footsteps, and we heard some strange noises upstairs. So I ran upstairs with my camera, and I started taking pictures. And we got a picture of an ectoplasm shaped like a man with a long trench coat. And he was going from the parents' bedroom back into the kids' bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
We also got some pictures in the attic area. One was really, really strange. It was black. And when I first looked at it, I couldn't figure out what it was. And I looked at the bottom of the picture, and it was floating in midair. It was fringy on the bottom, kind of hazy looking, but it's hard to explain.
Well, I've got one guy asking us a question here, and I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say when you answer it, because it's I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell the question here. Josh R wants to know if you know Zach Beggins.
No. Who's Zach Bagans?
He is the host of Ghost Adventures on Travel Channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know his first name. I didn't know his last name. But, no, I don't know him. And the way they go about doing things on that show, they're looking for trouble.
Yeah.
I learned a long time ago, if you're doing an investigation, you don't want to piss off the spirits, because we used to do that too. We used to go in and try to get a reaction from them, and it ended up biting us in the butt.
Dave, we have another question here for you. Shandell G, or is asking, where is Dave from and how did he get started with ghost hunting?
Okay, I'm originally from Omaha, but I moved to a small town about 10 miles north of Fremont, Nebraska. And I live a couple miles outside of town on an acreage. But back in about 1995, I was married to a girl for about 5 years. I didn't get married until I was 33. I never planned on getting married, never wanted kids, didn't want nothing to do with that stuff. I was a good-looking guy. I could get any girl I ever wanted, but this gal was totally different. I mean, if I told a girl, yeah, the moon is blue tonight, all the girls that I dated would look at me and say, oh, you're right. But this gal, if I said, oh, look, the moon is blue, she'd look at me and say, you're out of your mind. You know, she was feisty. So we got married, and about 5 years after we got married, she died of a heart attack one night. And I always heard stories about ghost hunting and everything else, and I wanted to know if, this stuff is real.
Yeah.
If a possibility that I'd ever see her again or see my parents again, whatever. So at the time, Leslie was my friend, my best friend. And I went over to her house one night, and I asked her if she wanted to go somewhere. Well, she had no idea we were going out to a cemetery. And we went out there, and I took a camera and an EMF meter, and we started walking around. And we got all kinds of interesting things. A cemetery called Ball Cemetery. And that's a story in its own. But that's how I got started. I wanted to know if there was something else. But then, once people found out that I was doing this, they'd get a hold of me, and they'd ask me, well, can you come check my house? Can you come check my office? Can you do this and this? Well, we did, and we got good at what we're doing. But now, we get so busy, we're nothing anymore.
Yeah.
What we do now is we investigate homicides, suicides, accidental deaths, and historic locations.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody in the area called me and wanted me to check out their house, yeah, I'd do it. But we used to travel all over the United States,
I'm gonna, I've got, well, let's see, Dave.
Yeah, I see the questions. No, I've never been to the Jefferson. I've been to Jefferson City, Missouri, but I've never been to the prison there.
Okay. Have you ever done an exorcism?
No, we got people that do that. Okay, I see another one from Jared. He's asking about dark evil spirits attached. Yeah, I've had people in the group. They've been bit, scratched, kicked, pushed. But in my house, there was a bunch of spirits, and some of them were pretty evil. One of them was a woman. And I was doing a recording one time, and she was saying, kill him, murder him, kill him. And this male spirit said, no, we're not allowed to touch him. Mm. And other spirits have said that as well. We're not allowed to touch you. But yet other people around me are affected.
Yeah.
My wife isn't affected either, not that I know of.
Yeah. Well, we've got a I don't know if you see the question from Tony C or not, but it's kind of a nonsensical question, but Have you ever had an aneurysm?
An aneurysm?
Yeah.
In my stomach? Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
What,
Okay, I see another one. How many people are in each group?
Yep, I saw that one.
That's the problem. The people that go with me, they usually quit after the first night. Most of them will leave before the end of the investigation.
Oh, yeah.
We've got one place, we got an old historic cemetery way up north, 70 miles north of where I live. And the people that I've brought up there during the day have ran out of the cemetery and down the road. People are too afraid to go with us anymore.
Well,
if you know anybody around here that wants to join us, let them know.
Oh, we'll do. Jordan Bomar asked, what does it mean if we're using a Ouija board and our speaker turns off every time we ask a question? Oh,
okay, number one, if you got a Ouija board, get rid of it.
Okay.
We've investigated places with Ouija boards, and, you know, a lot of people, they think, well, let's use a Ouija board to get a hold of Aunt Harriet.
Yep.
You don't know how to use a Ouija board. Those things go back centuries. And if you don't know how to use it, if you don't know how to open it and close it properly, you can open it, but what you bring in, you can't control.
Yep.
And a lot of times, it's evil spirits that come through, and they pretend like it's somebody you know.
Real quick, I got to answer these couple of people here, Dave. And, Shandell, Dave, if you can read this from Shandell Gooch, I'll read it to you as you can read it also. My husband and I keep hearing what sounds like a chair scooting across our hardwood floor when there's nobody in there. Haven't seen anything, but hear the sound often. Should we be scared? I'm going to answer it first, and then I'll get your opinion on it, Dave. Shandell, I really don't think you ought to be scared. No, I really don't. I don't know what I don't know what the chair scooting across the floor means. It could be a residual thing, like a tape player playing itself over and over again. But I don't think it's anything to be scared of. I mean, I would have to hear it for myself. I would have to hear it for myself, of course, but I really don't think you ought to be scared of it. I don't, you know. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, let me tell her about the chair. I don't know. I don't know if she lives in an old farmhouse or an old house somewhere. But a lot of times when spirits do things like that, they're looking for recognition. Okay?
Yeah.
A lot of people have had that problems like that where things will be moved and stuff. And I've told them, okay, when you come home, walk in your house and say, hey, I'm here, buddy, how you doing today? You know? Because people, they need interaction with other people. And spirits, they don't get that interaction if there's only one in a place.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? So sometimes they'll do things to get recognition.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you say, you know, that's cool, you know, and you say hi to them once in a while, or you really was pretty good, you know, I had a good day at work or school and da-da-da. Yeah. And a lot of times that stuff will die down. Okay?
Yep.
Now, if it hasn't done anything to you yet to harm you, more than likely it won't. Okay. Most spirits that are around are human beings. So, you know, they are like they are in death as they were alive. They were good people alive, they're good people dead. If they were jerks when they were alive, they're jerks when they're dead.
Yeah. Haley M. asks, how do you know if you have the gift of talking to spirits? Well, Haley, I'll tell you what. I'll answer that one. I'll answer that one myself. It's you just know. If it happens to you, you just know. There's no, if they come talk to you on a voice recorder, then you've got the gift. It's as easy as that. Let's see. Peter Eugene, have you ever developed feelings for a spirit? No, I have not. Dave pretty much, okay, Reese Henneberg. Dave actually answered that question for you. Mine is a little bit more emotional and personal, and I do not want to get into that at this point in time. Several things happened in 2003, and it left me wondering for answers. Chandel Gooch wrote back, the house was built in the 60s. So, Chandel, sometime when I'm in the bank, I'll talk to you about it some more. Okay. Sherry.
They can email me too, you know.
Okay. Sherry.
We're on Facebook as well.
Okay. Sherry Moorhead, a friend of mine who you know, who both Dave and
I know Sherry.
Yeah, who we both know, Dave. Do you feel spirit box is similar to Ouija board? I feel are similar actually, but I can control what comes through spirit box. Yeah, kind of, sort of. The Ouija board, I don't know. In 2011, I played with a Ouija board in 2011 down in Atchison, Kansas, and it was controlling all of my movements. So yeah, the Ouija board can control what movements you make with it. So yeah.
I see one question there. Can you give a live demonstration on properly how to use a Ouija board? No, I won't ever teach anybody how to. No. I know how, but I will not teach people how.
Yeah. Kyle Dickinson wrote, do either of you two have any experiences with Ouija boards or any types of things that are used to contact the other side? We both do. Dave and I both do, but not Ouija boards, no. But we do have types of things that are used to contact the other side. Yes, we don't use Ouija boards. Ouija boards are not a good thing. So Haley, Ouija boards are not a good thing. Tony, I don't understand your whatever you're asking there, your questions or whatever you're asking there. We were talking.
Okay, I think I got an idea what he's talking about. Okay, Tony, not all ghosts are bad. Okay, and most of them, they don't like being referred to as a ghost. They like being referred to as people or spirits.
Yeah.
A ghost has kind of a negative feeling to it, a negative sound,
Yeah, Sherry Moorhead is folks, Sherry Moorhead is a medium, who used to, who went with me on a few hunts, yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. But she went with me on a few hunts. And Haley was asking her, Haley, you need to contact Sherry Moorhead on Facebook about the mediumship and how she knew she had the gift and whatnot, and so on. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So, Sherry, I don't know what do you mean active? Okay, stop it. Okay, Sherry, what do you mean activity really picked up when I am there? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you couldn't feel comfortable, please elaborate on O3 incident. If not comfortable, that's okay. No, guys, Peter, Dave's on the phone and with me, so I can, he'll stop me if I get too uncomfortable talking about it, but, I had a good, high school friend, pass away in 2003 from a vehicle accident, and, it was, very upsetting, and, 4 months, about 4 months later, 3.5 months later, on September 14th, 2003, my own father, passed away from lung cancer that had spread to the brain, so, yeah, I'm pretty speechless talking about it right now because I really don't, I don't want to discuss it too much, but, I had some feelings that he was in the home, and, he turns out he was, and, I don't know if he's still here. I don't really want to know, but, so, anyway, so, yeah. Thanks for coming on, Kirby. I appreciate it, bud. But yeah. Josh, yes. Dave and I have done a hunt together. Yes, we've done at least 4 together. We did a residential investigation in Omaha, Nebraska. We did the daytime investigation of the Villisca. We did a jailhouse
auditorium.
Yeah, we did the Rouleau jailhouse and auditorium in Rouleau, Nebraska. And those are the 4 hunts we did together. I am planning on trying to get up there and help Dave with more of his investigations if he would like the help. Thank you for coming on, Lucas. I appreciate it. We do have some future hunts planned, but being that 2 of them are possible residential investigations, I cannot discuss those, and I've got a business investigation I'm working on that I cannot discuss until it is done and over with. Peter, you're welcome. It's not something I want to talk about because I get emotional and start bawling, and I don't need to be doing that. We did find some things at the Rouleau Auditorium. We also found some things at the Rouleau jailhouse in Rouleau there. but more at the jail. Dave, if you can, can you actually talk about the Rouleau jail, Dave, and I'll explain that to him?
Okay, there's really not much to explain. I'm just going to make it quick and short. We went to the Rouleau jail one afternoon, and when I walked in there, I could sense there was something in there. On the recordings that I got out of there, we were all in there talking, and I felt as if somebody was behind the bars of the jail. So I opened the door, and a spirit came out because I could feel him go by me. And he said thank you, by the way. I didn't know if I ever told you about that, Ed. But there was also a couple women in there. I've got some recordings of them, but I don't have them on the website. I just saved them.
Let me...
Yeah, and you can hear like a tin cup running back and forth on the bars of the jail cell before I opened the door.
Yeah, Derek Oberding and I, Derek actually caught that with his own ears, and he alerted us to it.
Yeah.
One quick answer here, Julie. We do not get paid to do hunts. We do not charge for them. Let me. Okay. I usually. Okay, that's cool. Okay, Dave, here's something I never told you about the Rouleau jailhouse or the Rouleau jail. I sent Sherry down to the Rouleau jail with her nephew that night, and I said, you're on the river. Ask something about Blackie Mansfield. And she had a recorder and her ghost box with her. And via the ghost box, she has it on her recorder. She got something about Blackie Mansfield on her recorder at the Rouleau jail. And so I kind of thought that was interesting. Okay. Haley M. I do not charge anything to check houses for paranormal activity. They are free of charge. I have a system of how I do that. There is no charge, but I have a system of how I check houses out. And I can explain that if need be. Julie, either contact me at 402-801-2264 about a t-shirt, or contact Mitch Mers at Mers Farm Equipment in Falls City, Nebraska about a t-shirt. They are $20 a piece. $20 must be paid in full before the t-shirt is ordered. Here, Sherry is coming back and says, we got him, Blackie Mansfield. Also women talking about missing home. They had about an hour's worth of it. So, I don't know what, Dave, I do not know what it means, but it means, she says something like, she radioed to me and she said, the spirits are saying we got him when we ask about Blackie Mansfield. I don't know what that means. We got him. I don't know. What do you think that means?
Okay. Now, when we first investigated the Villisca house, we also went to the courthouse and got all the court records in reference to the investigations and everything else. Well, we know who committed the murder, and it was Blackie Mansfield, along with somebody else. But we don't want to put out their name because their family are still alive, and we don't want to cause any problems.
Yeah.
But anyway,
hold on,
there were
Dave.
also murders that were committed up in South Dakota, and down in Missouri, I believe.
Yep.
What? And in Chicago.
Yep. That's
now.
Yep.
Blackie Mansfield, he was working on a road crew in Nebraska when the murders occurred here. He was also working in a road crew in South Dakota where his, his wife, Chicago, where his in-laws, his wife, and his baby were also murdered. And he was working on a road crew up there at that time as well. So we know Mansfield did it. But we also know he wasn't alone. Because when, after the murders occurred, they went down to the creek and they walked through the water, followed the stream down, and when they emerged, they boarded a train. Well, a newspaper came out, and a guy was reading the newspaper, and Mansfield asked him, is there anything in there about the murders in Villisca? And they just happened. There wasn't time to put them in the newspaper for that publishing.
Yeah.
They haven't even discovered the bodies yet. But yet he's asking about the murders in Villisca.
Freaking things. Yeah, Haley, I would be glad to come check that house out sometime if you guys want me to. I'd be glad to. I'll put it on the list. I'm looking for indoor investigations for the wintertime. But I would be glad to come check that out for you guys, and know the ambulance is not running yet. I don't have the money to get it fixed. Crystal, I really don't know what to tell you on how my mom feels about me doing this kind of stuff. My family doesn't give a crap really, about the ghost thing, but they don't like certain things that I do, but screw them. You're welcome, Haley. I would be glad to help you out with that case. I'll give you guys a little backstory on Dave here. I contacted Dave in 2014, in 2013 around Halloween. And thank you, Crystal. And I started getting started having him help me out a lot more. And in 2014, we met to do the investigation in Omaha. And I've been having him help me out with certain things, especially with these casts. I'm not the anyway, but Kirby, we were just at that and we went down. There's not much more to tell about the Rulo Auditorium. Julie, we make money. Julie, we make money by either people investing, sponsoring, or donating money to the group is how we make money. Now, I was making money for the group by my own scrap metal hauling business is how we were making money for the group, but now we have investors, sponsors, and people that donate, and then we have the t-shirt sales. Sean T asks if we ever go to cemeteries. Dave has gone to cemeteries, but I do not. I would rather. I do not. Mitch Mers, glad to see you tonight, buddy. Thanks for coming on. You're welcome, Julie. I appreciate the questions you've asked. You've asked some good questions tonight. Mitch, I have mentioned you about the t-shirts, so people should be getting a hold of you for the excuse me, they should be getting a hold of you for the t-shirts and koozies and so on. But yeah. Dave, let's see. Would you consider going on a ghost hunt down an old minimum maintenance road by St. Mary's, Nebraska? I doubt it. I know where St. Mary's is. It's out. I don't even know what that road is out there. I know where it's at. Okay. Ever check out the Colt Farm in Rouleau? No, Colt Farm in Rouleau. No, we have not. Kim writes, I knew someone who felt their house was haunted, and one day they felt a presence, and they found blood smeared on cabinet door, but no one was cut. Can spirits do that? Dave, what's that, what's your answer there?
Okay, what was the question again?
Yeah, I knew someone who felt their house was haunted, and one day they felt a presence and they found blood smeared on a cabinet door, but no one was cut. Can spirits do that?
Yeah, but it's very unlikely.
Okay. Okay. Julie, the donations. Julie, the donations could be some. I'm not sure how to word this. The donations should be submitted through me, or through Mitch Mers at Mers Farm Equipment. I would have you do it through Nate Freschel, but that's not. I don't know if that's a good idea. Nate's an investor, but anyway.
Yeah, hey Ed?
Yeah.
I posted a link that we've got on our website about Ouija boards.
Okay.
So if people want to go check it out and learn something about Ouija boards, they can.
Alrighty. Actually, Julie, I'll tell you what. Text me or call me at 402-801-2264, and I will give you my address of where a donation could be sent. Okay. Okay, Mitch writes, the form is uploaded on your personal Ed McTaggart page. Otherwise, they can fill it out when ordering to need their name, what size, and 20 by next Monday. That is correct. Mitch Mers has the forms to fill out at Mers Farm Equipment. Go look him up at Mers Farm Equipment this next week and look at the forms and fill them out with their money. Could you take a group and get permission to tour the Colt Farm? No, I do not. I do not know who owns that. Julie, I don't know why you would ask if I'm single, but the answer is yes. Esom, can I make a $10 donation? Mitch, you can answer that one. Mitch Mers, you can answer that one. Yeah, yes, shirts only come in black, Haley. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Christy. I appreciate that. Any and all donations are accepted, but okay. Yeah, I read that one. Okay, Mitch will help with shirts, but not donations. So, anybody that wants to make a donation, text me at 402-801-2264 after these casts are over at 10 o'clock. Dave, have you heard of the haunted tombstone outside of Crete?
No. You know, Kevin had this question about St. Mary's, Nebraska. I just tried to find it on Google Map, and it doesn't even exist as far as it shows on Google Maps.
The one in St. Mary's?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of that town?
Well, it's west of Sterling, but I don't know. It's a tiny little town on a map. I mean, it's a dot on a map out west. It's in, here's the guy that wrote about it. I would like you to come up to St. Mary's and check something out. There's a whole lot of backstory to it, but I don't want to tell you what it is. I want to see what you come up with. St. Mary's is just a dot on a map.
Okay, yeah, I found it. It's over by Sterling. It's St. Mary.
Yeah, and I don't know how. I think you have to go through Tecumseh to get there.
It's in about an hour and 47 minutes from me.
Huh.
Yeah, I got to go straight down Highway 77 through Waverly all the way down to 41.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I've been there. I've been through there. It's north and west of Tecumseh, not very far. You go north of Tecumseh a little ways to 41, and then go north of Tecumseh 6 or 8 miles, and then go west to St. Mary's, and it's about an hour and 15 minutes from me. So,
it's pretty close to the Kansas border.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, Luke, that's right. St. Mary's in an unincorporated town. You are correct. Evan, we have been to haunted areas outside of Nebraska, i.e. the Villisca, Iowa Axe Murder House. We've been to several. Kayla, yes, we've been to the Villisca, Iowa house. Dave got the Villisca Axe Murder House started, got it put on the map. If you were here earlier, you would have heard the story about whatever.
Yeah, I regret that.
I regret ever going in that house myself, but I knew deep down, you told me something tonight, deep down I knew it. I knew I knew Blackie Mansfield was one of the killers. I knew that. I just, deep down, I knew it. Everybody that's coming on here says they're from Fall City. I can tell you all about places in Fall City that are haunted, but I cannot talk to you about them because I have to investigate them. I have never been to the Seven Sisters Hills in Nebraska City. Dave has, and he says it's not worth your time. Brian Gant, I've never heard of the Crybaby Bridge in Oklahoma. Shane, I don't know. Proton, okay, that's just that's a stupid question right there. Do you have a proton pack? That's dumb. Okay. Night, Sherry. Thanks for coming on tonight. And Dave, you didn't lose me. I'm still here.
Yeah. My phone made a beeping noise, and all of a sudden I looked down, and I swore it said it was disconnected, but it's not.
So, but no, you didn't lose me. I'm still here, or whatever. Are there any more? Emily, my cousin, how you doing? I see your mom was watching earlier. I guess it's time to ask. Somebody's watching from Sterling, Nebraska. I guess it's time for me to ask if there are any more questions for Dave or myself. If they're, Julie, I would travel that far. Yes, Julie, I would. You're in Springfield.
Okay, there's something I want to tell you about the Velisca house.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, this is why we think the Moores were murdered. Okay, now Mr. Moore used to work for the senator down there in Velisca. And what was the senator's name?
F.F. Jones. F.F. Jones.
What was it?
F.F. Jones?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Moore used to work for Jones in his implement store. Then Moore quit and opened his own implement store. And he was making a kick-ass deal of business. And he was taking customers away from the senator. Well, the senator made a comment. You will be out of business within a year. Now, he was doing a banging business. He was really going strong. Okay? Before that year was up is when the Moores were murdered.
Okay, yeah.
And the Moores went to a church that night for some kind of, what was it? A children's musical play or something. They went up to the church, and that's where they were at. And the senator, he came into the church. Well, he usually sat up in front of the church, way up in the very front pews. But that night, he sat in the back of the pews, and he left before the play was over. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you have to, when you do an investigation like we do homicides, suicides, murders, stuff like that. We get the records and we go over them. Okay? And a lot of times the spirits will tell you who did it. But it's hard getting that information.
Okay. Real quick, Dave, I got to tell everybody, Mitch Mers is helping me with a YouTube page, and that will be coming soon. Make sure to subscribe to it so you get updates when stuff is added on there. Um, so, okay. But yeah, there was something, you're right, Dave. There was, there was something funny about that children's program, and where, I think it was Jones, it was kind of funny about where he sat, because he left and then came back, and it was just kind of a funny thing about where he, where he, it's kind of a funny thing about what he did that night, because he didn't sit in his normal place, and he left. He left and then came back, and now we all know that he went to show the guys that killed the people in Villisca. He went to show them in the house so they could find a place to hide until the family got home that night. Thank you.
Right.
And go ahead, Dave.
When the Moores were murdered upstairs, the Stillingers were downstairs sleeping in a guest room, and they got out of bed and got into the closet.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when the guy come downstairs, the killer came downstairs, he was getting ready to leave, he heard them. That's when he went in there and pulled them out of the closet and killed them both. Now, I think it was Lena that some witness said that she was raped because her nightgown was pulled up. Well, no, that's not what happened. What happened is that he pulled her by her foot, which forced her nightgown to go up. See, so she wasn't raped. This is from the Stillinger girls, is what I'm telling you what happened. This is what they told us.
Okay.
Yeah, and the autopsy showed there was no rape either.
Yeah, it's just, that was just a rumor, I guess. That was...
Now, the Moores and the Stillingers are no longer in the house. They've been driven out of the house. Pretty nasty shit that's hanging around there.
Yep. I just, it's weird because I just saw something on Facebook last week that showed, one of those decorative crosses with Jesus on it, and, one of the arms of the cross was broken in half, and his legs were cut in half, and it was laying in the upstairs bed of the Villisca house. And the date that they said it was a nighttime investigation, and it was about the time that I first ever entered that house. And I didn't think, whatever's in the Villisca house, I didn't think could do shit like that, but it can.
Well, you got to take into consideration a lot of people they fake stuff.
Yeah.
To get attention, to get oh, did you see that? Oh, did you hear that? You know, like that. What's that ghost hunting show? Well, you mentioned the guy's name earlier.
Oh, Ghost Adventures.
Ghost Adventures. You know, I mean, if you're going to do a ghost hunt, are you going to walk around with the camera facing you? No. And a lot of times they say, oh, did you hear that? Did you see that? And they'll turn the camera and there's nothing there. It's all fake.
Yep.
You know, they just drum shit up to get the ratings, you know?
Yep. Thank you, Mayor Bendel. I appreciate that.
Oh, your mayor's on here?
Yep, Mayor Bendel. She just she won the mayoral election a couple weeks back.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Yep, the Fall City's first female mayor won, and we're glad to have her as mayor. Thank you for the kind words, Mayor. I like it. I'll keep up the good work for you. I'd
like to meet your mayor sometime.
I'll have to do that sometime for you, Dave. She's the Bendels are a very good family, and you'd actually like Shauna. Actually, Dave, Shauna is she was an EMT in Fall City on the ambulance squad, and she's.
Oh, I'm an EMT too.
Yep, and she is a head EMT at the Atchison Holt Ambulance District in Mound City, Missouri. She's one of the heads of it over there in Mound City. And she said, as mayor, my priorities are going to be the ambulance squad and the police department. You're welcome, Shauna. You're welcome. YouTube channel, guys, is McTaggart Paranormal. I don't have any. I got to look it up myself, but however, we don't have any videos added yet. We don't. That's true. They are coming soon, so be on the lookout for videos from McTaggart Paranormal. So yeah.
Hey, if we do this again, let's talk about reincarnation.
All right, we can do that. So, well, Dave, I'll tell you what. I plan on having you as a phone interview just about every Sunday. If you're good with that.
Don't bother me.
Okay. Yeah. That way, I mean, you can kind of help me. You can kind of help me in keeping this thing, keeping going here. And
yeah, have people like text message you or send you a message on your Facebook with some ideas of what they'd like to talk about.
Yeah, and guys, listen to Dave. If you've got suggestions, send them to me, text them to me, message me on Facebook. Interesting story about Villisca real quick. And there are stories of these round beach balls in the Villisca murder house rolling from, if you start rolling them, they'll roll out and stop. And then, I don't know how it goes exactly, but it'll roll out the entire way to the end of the wall and then roll back to you. What we saw was in 2014 when we were there, one of my crewmen and I, we were there in the children's bedroom, downstairs, and we pushed one of those beach balls, and it went rolling across the floor, and it stopped. It started rolling, and it stopped about halfway. It just stopped, and then it continued on rolling. It stopped, and then it started rolling on its own. And I looked at my I have no explanation for it whatsoever. I asked my crewman that was there with me, I'm like, is that ball doing what I think it's doing? And he said, yeah, it's rolling on its own. I said, dude, that's one of the stories, is that these beach balls, once you start pushing them, they'll roll on their own. And I said, and I looked at him and went, one of the kids are playing ball with us, or playing catch with us or something. So, Well, Brody, I've got water, I've got dew, I've got both. I've got broth and dew. I've got chicken broth and dew, but anyway. No, we've been between about 150 and 135 live viewers tonight, and we've gone for a little over an hour, and tonight was good, so I'm proud of everybody for coming on. And we've been going for well, and Haley, you know what? I could go up and do a live deal with Dave sometime if I wanted to. I just am so busy, so I might look into it. I'm gonna look into it. But anyway, but Haley, yes, I will look you up soon about the house. Okay. Guys, it's 5 after 10. I've got a busy day tomorrow. Great stories. Thanks, Cody. You're welcome. Okay. But anyway, yeah. Guys, tonight was great. I appreciate it. Everybody stay safe out there. I'm getting off for the night, but Dave, after I end this, I'm gonna talk to you for a minute after I end this. So Dave, I want you to tell all the people out in Facebook land good night.
You all have a good one.
And Sean T and Haley M, glad you came out tonight and visited with us. Thank you for the questions. You guys did great about asking questions. Haley, thanks you for all the info, Dave. And yes, Mitch, you're right. Get your shirt orders in. Contact me or Mitch Mers at Mers Farm Equipment. November 26th deadline. If we don't hit a deadline for November 26th, we will set a deadline for sometime in the month of December and go from there. And Dave, we have somebody watching from Barbados tonight, which is awesome. So anyway, Evan, the shirts are $20, but anyway, guys, tonight was great. Everybody thanks Dave. Dave said goodnight to everybody. Mitch Mers can fill you in on shirts.
You got a cough as bad as I do.
Well, when I've been talking forever. Damn it. All right. Guys, as you know, it's that time. We'll see you on the flip side. We will get the design and form loaded to the page early this week. We will try that, yes. So, we have to have hats made, yes, but I still got to price them out. But anyway, guys, we'll see you on the flip side. We'll see you next week when we will have our mentor and investigator, Dave Christensen, with us again next week. So, we'll see you on the flip side, guys. You have a good night.